cordially invited to a world of wonder and intrigue, of steam and invention, of magic and mysteries, where nobles wave playbills at scientists who, deep in thought, nearly trip over pixies, delivering news tinkerers beneath the stage of New Europa. Sit back and enjoy the scene as the actors act, the singers sing, and the players play out the adventures of Castle Falkenstein.
Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to another episode of Castle Falkenstein. Am I muted? Is it good? I think it's good. I think we're good. Like I said, welcome to another special session of Castle Falkenstein. I haven't streamed for a week, so I'm super rusty. I am Simon, Wandering DM. And tonight I'll be playing Oberon Winters, the Gentleman Wizard. With me, I have a cast of wonderful players, and let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. But before we do so, I just want to make sure that the sound is okay. It should, so let's begin with the person right beneath me on the overlay. Kenny.
Hello, my name is Kenny. I am playing the actor Jasser Firit Rogojin.
And right next to Kenny, we have Deirdre.
Buongiorno all. Tonight I am, of course, your wonderful Contessa Lucrezia Sofia Fioravanti, one half of the charming Lady Detectives, and here to make a certain English gentle wizard a little less stuffy.
And right above Deirdre, we have PB. Ooh, my bad. I was almost going to call you by your character's name.
You know, that's fair. And today I'm PB and I'm playing Isolina Atenas Montiel, the other half of the Lady Detectives.
And last but not least is our great host for the evening, Chris. Why don't you take us away?
Thank you, Simon. I am Chris Geary, and I am the host of Adventures in Castle Falkenstein. Thank you for joining us this evening as our cast, our lovely cast, continues their chase of the poisoner of Marcos de Salinas. I would like to point out that due to a donation by Godless Lawyer, who from last time we were streaming, all of the players have a +2 to their next heroic feat. So keep that in mind, players. You have a +2 to your next heroic feat. And thank you, Godless Lawyer. We love the donations. So, to recap. Last episode on Adventures in Castle Falkenstein, the cast made merry at the after party, and a new ally was also made in Carolina Moronis, thanks to some lovely interplay with Jasser. The Contessa and Isolina made the suspicious waiter who turned out to be the Rosebruch suspect from Lord de Salinas' murder. The entire party was then interrupted by one distressed Ursula Ramirez, Santi's mother, who hadn't seen her son in over a day and was very concerned, beseeching Lord Marquez and his agents to find her beloved son. The Contessa consoled Senora Ramirez, while Isolina and Carolina made chase after the poisoner, and Oberon worked his magic, quite literally, to track the suspect. The party regrouped out front when Carolina pulled up in a steam-powered automobile belonging to the Barcelona Investigations and Surveillance Agency. After the party piled in, they made chase, following Oberon's mystic directions, and came upon a rider on horseback, their villain, who changed course through the woods once the car came within sight. Dodging trees left and right, Carolina pursued. After a bumpy ride filled with the lady detectives hanging out of car windows firing pistols, Carolina was unable to avoid a steep ditch and wrecked the vehicle after dodging numerous trees on her off-roading in the sedan. Slightly battered, the group watched the rider disappear down a hill into the property of a long-abandoned mansion. Will our cast be able to catch their adversary? What will they find in such a dormant place? Where is Santi Ramirez? Find out more when we rejoin our cast as they continue their performance upon New Europa's stage. But before we draw back the curtain and rejoin our investigators, we will consult the fortune deck as we do each and every session. We're going to do a 3-card spread again today, a help, hinder, harm, to see what is in our fortunes. First, we have the 7 of spades. 7 is Lady Luck. 7 brings us good omens. Spades are air. They are intellect, which is the strong point of this group. Very perceptive, very mentally astute. What may hinder them? The 5 of clubs, the powery emotion, powery passion, power-filled passion, or powery. We can always coin that word. That could get in the way depending on what they find in the mansion. And last but not least, who might harm them? The King of Diamonds, the dominant force of wealth. Could riches cause our party their downfall? With that, folks, let us rejoin our inquisitive players as they stand upon a hill, looking down upon the mansion and its outbuildings, trees, a slight stream running behind it. What are your first inclinations?
If I remember correctly, I am still not necessarily wounded, but winded from the car crash. Winded. Yes, no, I'm winded. I've been wounded.
No, because Jasser and Isolina are both scratched up a little bit. It's a little must.
A little battered, but nothing major.
Yes. Well, I think we should go see the gentleman and see if we can't, get a little more information out of him. Also, possibly if anyone had something better than, normal bullets, because we want to be prepared for all contingencies.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Do you have my pistol?
I'll give it back to you, darling.
Oh, right. Still a little woozy from the tumble.
Are you all right?
I will be.
Can you... Don't want me to do anything with that. That would be horrible.
Perhaps we would be able to find a little bit of refreshment in this place, though. I think I could use with a little bit of a pick-me-up.
I need to check something first. And she's going to walk back to the car and check the back seat of the car and see if Lord Marquez is an individual who travels with a bar.
Oh, let's see. This is an official vehicle, but it's one that transports him and his detectives. So I'm going to say,
And medicinal purposes of brandy?
well, let's just deal one card and see what happens. Red is yes, black is no. No, ace of spades.
Eh.
It is a dry car.
Well, apparently the Lord Marquez is not as, prepared for everything as I would have liked, but not bad.
Wait,
If it is just... oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna ask you, Giselle, are you thinking about going into someone else's house and stealing their alcohol?
Oh no, I would ask for entrance. It is just a friend that we have not met yet.
I like that one. I'm going to keep that one. Can I keep that one? So many new friends to make. Also, probably considering that the residence has been abandoned and has been taken in by the property of the government, that anyone who's living there isn't legally allowed to be there anyway, so, there's that.
The Contessa does have a point.
As a consequence, we may just stumble into the cellar.
It would be a sneaky way to enter. I approve.
I don't go through a back door, darling. You have fun with that. You can be sneaky all you want. I'll walk through the front door.
Everyone has their own style, I guess.
I do not know. It sounds like fun. I cannot say I've ever been through a wine cellar to enter a house without the owners knowing, at least.
Okay, look. You could all do that. This corset isn't doing that. Like, I may have fixed the skirt a little bit, but that's not happening.
This is why you always have a wardrobe change, darling.
I was not expecting full-on chase scene or crashing a car.
One must be prepared for anything and everything.
I can do anything I want in this dress that's appropriate. And half the things that aren't as well.
Nobody expects a crash.
You always expect a crash.
You'd be surprised about the number of times I have expected a crash.
I say as I go into one of my pockets in my dress and I take out one of those newsboy caps. I just put it on over my head.
See, you got the pants, and you've got the pants, and you've got the pants, and you've got whatever the hell you're wearing. I'm fine. Give me a moment. And she's gonna take the pin out of her hair and then redo it all up in just a perfect bun and just put it back in. So it's very practical. All right.
I'm pretty sure Jacere kind of fluffs their shirt and actually looks for real wounds through the blood that's kind of stained on there, that's stage blood, and winces a little bit at whatever bruising has happened already.
A little bruising, no actual punctures or bleeding. That is your own. All stage blood. Fabulously painted across the shirt, by the way.
Yes. Strategic.
Well done.
Let us make our trek down and go say hello to the locals.
Signore Oberon,
Hmm?
what is your stick? Is it just a stick or is it
It's a cane, yes.
Well, I was more actually asking if it was, possibly a bladed weapon, but that works too.
Oh no, but it packs quite a punch. It's made of steel. Iron,
Steel
actually.
or-
Iron.
Well,
Yes.
you get to be in front. I'll stand behind the gentleman with the weapon that could actually do damage.
I can clubber someone with it, but I'd feel safer being behind someone with pistols.
Except the last time we tried to shoot the individual, it didn't do a whole lot. So, iron weapon, useful.
Weren't you saying something about frozen iron?
Cold iron. The
Is there
Fae.
a difference?
Not really. It's a terminology. It's about the amount of steel. From my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's about the amount of steel and other particulates that are involved in just as opposed to the straight pure iron. I mean, my grandmother used to say that there's a reason she get the cast iron skillet on her stove all of her life, not just because, it's a perfectly viable weapon perfectly useful tool in the kitchen, but it's also a great weapon if you never have to use it. And it works on everybody.
Lord Arboran does look quite fierce and dashing.
Really?
You
I
are
mean,
in the-
really?
But
You
of
are in the
course.
front of the garage and you have nary a scratch.
I think that was due to Lady Luck more than anything.
She's a lady who favors everybody. Some more than others. So, we going down this hill? Does
One
anybody
foot
see
in front of the other.
Does anybody see a way down this hill that isn't going to end up with us all falling and, tumbling and going end over end?
You'll just do it carefully. Allons-y.
Let's go.
It's not a
Andiamo.
steep slope, right? Right.
It's not
Ah.
dark.
You darling.
Oh yeah, what time is it?
It is, there's a large moon in the sky that's casting a decent amount of light.
But is it amore?
It could be.
We haven't gotten there yet.
No, but somebody's working on it with that red rose.
Such a shame that they haven't said who it was.
That
Oh,
is-
you're talking about... Oh!
Oh, what?
Nothing. I might have clued in a bit late as to what you were talking about. Oof, I need more coffee tonight.
Oh no.
Well then, after you.
Of course. And you'll see Carolina make her way down the hill. It doesn't take you too long, maybe 35 minutes to get to the first outbuilding. This is where you would have seen the rider disappear as they turned left in front of the building and out of line of sight.
What kind of outbuilding is it?
It looks like at one point it might have been a barn, but the roof is gone or collapsed inside. You can't tell from this side because you're on the back side of it. But yeah, you would guess based on its construction that it was some sort of barn.
I'm going to peek inside and look above the door and see if there's a horseshoe above the door.
Okay, you can make your way to a broken out window and peek inside. You'll see some debris of what was a collapsed roof.
Mm-hmm.
The front door is, and actually the whole front wall is gone.
Yeah.
And in there is a deflated dirigible.
Oh, wait.
Isolina, I think this is for you. This is definitely...
We might have gone offline. I apologize. Twitch is currently experiencing issues with connecting to servers.
What?
I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay, good.
on Twitch.
That's okay. I just got a pop-up from Streamlabs. The same that happens when we are shot offline.
Yeah, Twitch is having some issues. I had a friend who just started streaming and then got kicked.
Okay, Godless Lawyer says that we can, we are seen.
Yay!
Yeah, I have the
So-
stream running just so I could tell when if we go off.
Yep.
An issue right now.
All right,
Same.
my bad.
You're good.
You're fine.
Well, on that note, Isolina, you've been called forth.
Dirigible. Sorry, I'm looking up what a dirigible means.
Zeppelin.
A zeppelin. Okay. All right.
It's the airship.
Hi, hello. That is me. Yes. Oh. Does this airship look familiar?
Yeah, yes, it does indeed.
Oh.
Can we break it in such a way that they can't use it as a means of escape without, blowing us all up?
I mean, I could. It's an airship that I'm not the technical one in my family.
Oh, so it needs to be inflated, right?
Yes, it is currently deflated, so that means they would have to inflate the balloon before they could take off.
You could-
Anybody got the gun?
Don't you have?
I'm just going to
anything?
shoot. I'm just going to shoot the balloon. They can't inflate the balloon if there's a hole in it.
Don't, Carolina. Do you have a sharp knife or something on your
I mean, like,
person? Something a little less noticeable and loud, right outside the residence.
yes, Oberon, you want to contribute something to this?
Well, I would like to acquire the dirigible.
We can do that after we. No, I can fix it after we punch a hole in it, but we don't want them running away.
Well, it
This is-
takes hours
this is
to
black
inflate.
market.
He is
No.
correct.
They could knock us out, and we could be out for hours.
Contingency planning.
But
It's
this
not
is-
big enough for all of us. It's not like we can ride it out of here, right?
I just don't want him to. You know what? Fine. We'll do it this the easy way. And she'll pull the pin out of her hair and walk up and just poke it into the balloon.
For good measure, maybe we cut some ropes, some straps. That way, if they try to inflate a balloon, it just go whoo.
You will find that your pin is not strong enough to pierce the material that's used for this particular inflatable bladder.
That is interesting. I have never. This one is special. I've never had that problem before. And she'll put her hair back up and put it in. That's actually very strange. This is usually punctured quite. Not to be bragging, but it's poked quite a few things.
As I was saying, this is the black market machine. This is very, very looked after. People want this item. In fact, my parents wanted it to study it, to look at it. It was one of a kind, very advanced. I do not think easy temperament will destroy it.
All right, then if we're sure that it won't be a problem and that they'll get the. What do you want to do?
Does anybody have tinkering that they want to try and do something with it? I know this answer.
I mean,
That's a no.
Well, I
You
am
can
very,
always play a card and take your +2 from Godless Lawyer.
but I'm very bad at tinkering, and Oberon does not
What is-
want to mess up.
what is tinkering? Is that a?
It's a
it-
general skill. It's
Yeah. Tinker.
What card? What suit does it require?
Sorry. It's mental, so diamonds.
Oh.
Oh, I have a diamond.
yeah, you do this.
I could do it.
So your average +2 is a 6, and then
So that's a 16. And how, in particular, would you like to leave your mark? Are you looking at maybe disconnecting the cables so they have to be reattached? Are you wanting to damage it in some way? In
my younger years, even younger years, And I was upset that my parents were not paying attention to me. And instead, in their lab, I would do things like I would just poke and prod and take, if something could be loosened, I'd loosen it and I'd pocket it and I'd take it with me. And usually things that could be hard to find or difficult, or things I know I'd heard them complain about. So with the Zeppelin, I'm going to poke and prod until I find something that can come, things that can come loose. And then I pocket them and I take them with me.
Gotcha. So I think based on just the observations of things that you would have picked up from your parents' expertise and growing up with them, you know that obviously engines are the key component. And this, like many dirigibles, has a propeller that helps move it forward. And you can, with a little bit of finagling, undo one of the screws and pull one of the rods from the propeller so it cannot work correctly.
Just gonna really just take that buddy and put it in my pocket.
I would say it's like a, I don't know, 8 to 10 inch rod, about a half inch in diameter.
Put it down the side of, I'll have it in my, like, how do I say it? I'll put it like down my pants leg or whatever.
Okay.
You can hear a whimper coming from Oberon.
We'll fix it later. It's not a big a deal.
Such a beautiful machine.
You cannot even do anything with it. You just break it, Oberon.
I could fly it.
I don't fly.
It is a one person. It's like a self thing, right? It's not for many.
Yeah.
Looking at it here, you could probably transport 2, maybe 3 people if they're not too big.
So
Swizzle and Bricks could definitely take a vacation here.
And they deserve a vacation.
we should introduce. You should introduce your new friends over onto this toy after we deal with whoever, was killing people.
Yes. On to more pressing matters.
Mm-hmm.
So from here, you can see a better layout of where the manor house is. There's another shed, smaller than the barn, toward the back of the house. You'll see the front drive is a circle drive. It's a little overgrown with weeds, but it's not terrible. No one here is necessarily taking care of the property, but they do seem to keep it kempt enough for patrolling so they can check on it and make sure no one has broken in. However, it doesn't look like anyone's patrolled in probably, I don't know, a while. There aren't any marks in the drive that make it look like a horse, cart, or car has passed recently. The front doors and grand front steps all seem to be intact. What do you do next?
I do not suggest knocking at the door.
You all want to go around the back? I'll be the distraction and walk in the front door. I don't go through the back doors.
Yes, you've made that very clear.
Well, it is interesting to go through the cellar. I would feel more comfortable greeting whomever may be here. So, if you want to go, Contessa, I shall join you.
Thank you, Giselle. It will be a pleasure to have your company.
So you would greet a potential murderer?
But
What
of
if they
course.
try to poison you?
I will get my own drink. In the
There's
kindest way
that.
possible.
It also wouldn't be the first time.
So we split off the party, is that what we're saying?
You can choose to do what you like, darling.
Takes a long sip.
Yeah.
Oberon, where did you get that flask? Why didn't you share?
It's his special Meiji juice.
Yeah.
Well, I am quite fond of the idea of coming in from behind and seeing what we have to deal with.
Excellent. Carolina says as she starts to walk toward the side of the house to circle around and see what she can find.
Should we wait for you or just get started?
I'd say get started.
Yeah?
And plus, if you go get your own drink, I'm sure we'll see the pantry or the wine cellar before you do. And we can just meet up then.
But of course.
Maybe we can even find a good bottle to bring along the way.
That would be desirable.
Any particular year you're looking for, Joseph?
It's not the year so much I care about as it is the location. Anything France, specifically Sud de France.
Ooh, a very nice Chateau Neuf de Pape.
Mm.
Excellent. Well, we'll see what they have.
Hey, and if they happen to have any of the special wine, Oberon, you know, the one we found in Desalinas' house?
And Oberon is still looking at the Contessa and Jacer, and then Iselina and Carolina, and looking back and forth through to each group, not knowing where he wants to go. And he ends up saying, well, yes, the back door is always full of surprises. I think I'll go through the back, and I'll grab you something from the back.
I look forward to it. But yes, if you happen to see that special bottle, that might be useful. If they have any.
All right, Fey wine.
Oh, you've had Fey wine. That sounds exciting.
It was illuminating.
It was. Quite literally.
Excellent. Hopefully we find some. I haven't had any yet.
Well, we gotta go look first.
Indeed.
Well, good
Oh.
luck. La suerte.
Yeah, we'll give you about a 3-minute head start.
At that, Jacer will hold their arm out. Contessa?
But of course. Thank you, Jacer. You're very charming.
Well, Godspeed to us all.
The dress is fine.
Carolina will move along toward the back of the house. I'm assuming the other two are going with, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And the Contessa and Jacer would give him a 3-minute head start before walking towards the door.
Okay. As the three of you move toward the back, you'll see along the side there are large bay windows. The foundation is raised, so you can't quite see in from there, but you do see a faint bit of green light reflected on the ceiling, which you can get a good look at as you pass by the windows. Circling around behind, there is a cellar door. It's one of the classic double doors on the slanted surface. And it is currently chained and locked.
Ooh. I turn to Iselina.
I turned the Oberon.
I mean, I know how. I'm just curious.
No, go ahead. After you, Sir Oberon. Senor Oberon, you go.
It's going to take me a few minutes, though.
We have got time, no?
All right. I would like to cast Hands of the Clock. And it's a spell that causes gears and springs to move constantly throughout the duration of the spell. Basically, I want the gears inside the lock to turn as if I had put the key in. And all the little pins to...
Okay. And you have is it good or great sorcery?
It is a great sorcery.
Great sorcery.
Yeah.
Okay. All I need you to do is pull one card for me. I don't need more than one card tonight for this.
Good enough. Let me shuffle the magic deck. And draw. The 11. That's the Jack of Heart.
Jack of Hearts. Excellent. As you start to weave your magics, you will feel a strange tingling, something that you haven't actually run into before. And what you'll find is that, I don't know, a sense of angst starts to crawl over your skin as your spell magic gets a green tinge to it. But it goes off without any issue. And you'll see spiraling between your hands as you are working the somatic components. Gears start to form, spectral gears, and they start spinning in different directions and then coming together and working together and turning. And it's all tinged with this extra green, this ghostly green. And it turns and turns until you get about 7 of them, all in sequence and all timed correctly. And then the other 2, you'll kind of see him concentrate and his hands are moving. There's a little bit of an odd, almost indiscernible glow to his hands. It's that green light that you saw from inside. Carolina doesn't notice it, but Isolina, with your perception, you'd pick up on it. And and then all of a sudden, the lock pops up, unlocks, and falls off the chain.
Well, ladies first.
That was impressive. I don't know what you did, but similar to Vladimir, I'm guessing.
Simple, very simple novice spell. It causes gears to keep turning so long as I concentrate. It's quite useful to unlock doors and get some of the more intricate machinery working. Or stop, actually. I could have used it on the car earlier to make us come to a full stop.
Well, that's good to know now.
Yeah, in hindsight, it would have avoided the crash.
Hindsight 2020.
Maybe next time then, she says with a wink as she then pulls the chain off and and opens the left door. It does seem heavy as she's working, or she might be favoring her right side a little bit.
Oberon is now obsessed with trying to understand the subtle behind-the-scenes meaning to that wink. And he's racking his brain.
I will help with the door. Getting the door.
You will notice that there is some heft to it, but you're not sure that it would have taken as much laborious effort as Carolina put forward. Then again, you're pretty tough. Down the stairs, it is dark. There are no lights, but you can see the first, say, 3-4 steps into the cellar. There is a musty smell, as though there's moisture inside that is sat stagnant for a while. It's not pungent enough to turn your stomach, but it is enough that you notice it there.
An interesting smell.
Can I try to identify the smell?
Sure.
Like, what would I use for that?
Do you have natural sciences? Did you take that one?
I think I did. Yeah, natural science. I have it at good.
With natural sciences at good, you would know that it's probably just standing water if this place hasn't been kept. Nothing, there's no hint of anything chemical, which you would know from your additional education in the more mechanical arts. At least not at this point. But it's there's probably standing water down there, probably some mold, would be your guess.
Okay, nothing dangerous, really.
Not from what you can tell from outside. So at this point, you would not feel like you're walking into danger. Just not the cleanest of circumstances.
All right. Well, it doesn't smell like anything dangerous.
Well, that is comforting at least. And where are we entering from, Chris?
You're muted.
All right. It would be from the rear of the building. So on the first floor, let's see. Oops. I need to zoom in on my photo. So it's the area that says down next to where it says area on the back.
You know, if I didn't have this pulled up right in front of me, that would be the vaguest thing you could possibly say.
Yep. So across the back of it, you have the sun parlor. Then there's a platform out there, which is basically the stairs down from the sun parlor into the house. And then there's this open area that you think might have been a flower bed. And next to that is the cellar entrance that leads down.
Okay. Just to get my bearings.
No problem.
All right. Well, I do not suppose any of you have a light.
Ooh, I do.
Well, aren't you a bag of tricks over here? All right.
Well, this is why I wanted to come this way, put my talents to use. I just wish the Contessa would have seen reason and come with us.
Senor Oberon,
Hmm?
I do not know if you've ever experienced a corset before, but they are very uncomfortable. And when you are moving, there is not much you can do when you move in a corset. And I do not think the Contessa it was particularly looking forward to attempting to be any kind of flexible with her upper body.
No, but the corset could be removed. She still has clothes underneath. I am practical and not too bright.
You know what? You should bring that up. Bring that up. That's a that's a good point, Senor Oberon. You should bring that up to her next time we see her.
Yes, please tell her how you'd like to get her out of her corset. I would love to see that.
And just make sure we are there.
Well, I figure it's just a matter of laces. It's probably quite easy to get out of. Why are you laughing?
I just a little bit time consuming. Nothing. I just remember something a friend told me once.
Is it about corsets?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was about the difficulty with the corset and removing it.
Well, I have some very deft fingers through magic use, so
I'm sure it would be much more. Definitely bring that one up. Definitely bring up that point. If she brings up the time, This is just...
I'm trying to keep a a face here. Trying to keep a serious face here, but I can't.
So, do your deft fingers have that light somewhere?
I have Mage Light, which causes an object to glow a soft, eerie blue glow that illuminates 10 feet around for 10 minutes.
Excellent.
So
what object are you going to light up?
I figure the pistol.
Whose pistol?
Carolina's pistol. Selena, do you have a pistol with you?
Yep, she does too.
Yeah, it is in my...
Well, do you want me to enchant your pistol?
With lights?
Yes, I can make it shed light.
Will it always be full of lights?
No, it lasts for about 10 minutes. Enough for us to navigate through part of the cellar.
Sure. Go for it. Hit me with your magic. And I'll turn it around where I won't be pointing it straight at you.
Yeah, thank you.
Just like...
So if I drew the 6 of clubs. 6 of diamond.
6 of diamonds?
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't have that one in front of me. What's the base
it's
suit
a
for that?
cantrip. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. It's also diamonds. Beautiful. It goes off really quickly. And your pistol glows an eerie green light that radiates for 10 feet in each direction.
Okay. Well, let us see what is up ahead then. But I won't lead the way. I'm not Rudolph. I'll be in the middle.
Fair enough. Carolina will go first then, I'm assuming. Yes?
Yes.
You did say ladies first.
Let's hide behind the NPCs. that was my whole point.
Well, I'm sure she is, even hurt, I'm sure she is way more equipped to deal with this situation than I am.
That is fair. She will make her way down the steps, going at whatever pace you'll follow her at. She's not going quickly, but if you're hesitating, she'll slow up to stay within the light so she can see better. And as you get down into the cellar, you'll notice that there's standing water of about 2.5, 3 inches on the floor. No way around it. You have to slog through it or go back out.
Can we tell what this room is?
It is a cellar of sorts. There are a lot of different things here. There are some crates that have buckled under the mold and rot that the water has brought. There are some shelves, some of them still standing, some of them that have collapsed as well. There are all sorts of things, from bags of what you think once were grains, maybe flour or sugar, to cases that are neatly stacked that might have been like house wines. And then looking around, you can't quite see all the way across it. But you can see the kind of outline of another set of shelves and then another doorway. It is an archway that leads somewhere. so you can kind of see like the shadows, the black on black of the shadows, as the light tries to penetrate that far, just outside of the range of your light. You don't see a door to it, so you think that it may lead either deeper into the basement or maybe up again into, I don't know, kitchen or somewhere else.
Well, it looks like we have found the next area just over there. But that is if only we want to walk through this water.
I don't
Oh,
have
done.
anything for water.
Do you have shoes?
No, I meant to get rid of the water. I can walk through water. There's no problem.
Okay.
Well, then through the water we go. I will roll up my pants.
If I check with my cane, like, how deep is the water? Like, are we talking, like, just a few inches? Or is it suddenly dropping, to a foot or more?
As you go along checking with your cane, you'll notice it stays about 2.5 inches. The floor, though not even, it is more cobbled stone in that way, where it's uneven in spots, is fairly regular, and no sinkholes have formed or anything like that at this point.
Okay.
Do people wear socks?
Stockings?
Stockings? Just stockings, though, right? Not like...
I don't know if... No, men wore socks, I think.
I would figure men, but...
I mean, yeah, I guess there are
Would I
socks
have-
of sorts.
Would I have been wearing anything with my heels?
Probably wool, silk stocking, wool or silk stockings. Silken stocks.
Just a sock.
Not stockings like we think of them, like nylons, but like slightly thicker,
Like, just wool,
like dress socks.
like dress socks. Oh, okay. Oh, well then easy removable then. Okay. I just realized I'd never thought about it, and then I googled it, and everyone's wearing very long dresses covering everything up without me being able to tell. So I'm just like, oh, well. Okay. Well, then I will roll up my.
Well, of course, you'd never show ankle, because that's scandalous.
Well, consider me scandalous.
Isolina is quite unconventional, if you haven't noticed, with her quick change out of her dress.
Just you never know. And my various pockets in my dress. My many deep pockets.
But you know that Oberon is, like, socially so awkward that this is not something that he pays attention to? Like, there should be a scandal somewhere because she's dressed boyish or something, but it's... I don't care.
Just nothing. I mean, between the mage man who knows nothing about social etiquette, Carolina who gives zero fucks, just no fucks even. I figured that I can do whatever. I will be the least odd in the group.
For sure.
Alright.
I'd hate to be the odd one out in our little trio here. I think that place goes to Carolina.
Probably.
I mean, it depends how long you spend with any of us. But I have finished putting my shoes back on, and I'm ready to go.
All right.
I step in the water and I don't remove anything.
Carolina has knee-high boots. She's not worried about it. So,
of course, knee-high boots. Should have known.
You have to be prepared for everything.
she will lead again, and as you guys cross this part of the cellar, the back wall is actually stone shelving, and all of that's still intact. and the items that are not on the floor beneath it have been untouched by water or mold. Most of them seem to be foodstuffs. So in that case, some of that has decomposed. Oddly enough, you're getting the impression that whoever was here did just up and leave, and they didn't clean out everything before they left. And when it got closed up, the Cacon family just simply closed it up and monitored. They didn't really pay attention to anything in there. You will notice, though, that there are a couple of, or one shelf to the right of the archway that has been cleared off because there isn't a layer of dust, and actually there's nothing sitting on it anymore. You think that whoever's here could have possibly done something there because of the lack of dust. Do you want to investigate further?
Yes. I would like to put up the gun so I can see very well on the shelf and see if there is anything there, or maybe if there is still an impression or mark of what used to be there, or what could have been placed there and then taken back off, or if there is a trap. Any of the above.
Okay. As you raise the light, you will notice what did seem empty before is actually not empty. There are two slim black bound books that are sitting next to one another, the black spines facing out. There is no writing on them.
Well, there seems to be two books here.
Ooh.
Nothing on the spines. I will reach out to grab one.
Okay. As Iselina pulls one off the shelf in the light, Oberon, it looks familiar.
The book?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, isn't it one of the missing books from Dessalines' estate?
It's one of the two missing ledgers.
Ooh, can I see? Can I see it, Isolina? It's missing. The book was missing from Dessalines' estate.
Okay, yes, sure. Here you go, Baron. There you go. Chill out.
Okay, you have the book now. Do you pull the other one off the shelf while he does that, or do you leave it on there?
I'm a little concerned that you asked me that question. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I was gonna pull it off. But then I was also considering not pulling it off. But now I'm nervous about my choice. I pull it off.
Okay. It looks almost the same as the other one, though it feels, I don't know, thicker. The other one felt thinner in your hand, like there was some give as you held it. This one is complete.
So the other one felt like...
It felt like there weren't as many pages, like the binding was larger than the number of pages held within it. So like someone wearing a coat that's size too large.
Interesting.
So do you flip through that one over on?
Mm-hmm.
As you open it, it'll automatically open to a section about 2/3 of the way through where numerous pages have been torn out.
And what's the last page? What's on the last page before the section that's been torn out?
The same kind of code that you saw in the other ones that does not seem to have a pattern. I mean, each code has some sort of pattern to itself, but there's not it's not easily identifiable, like each section is alphabetized or anything of that. You can kind of tell when one section begins and another one ends. Or if I said that backwards, when one ends and the other one begins.
Confound it. I cannot make sense of what's written in it. Pages are missing. And I show the book to Iselina.
Oh, that does make sense. It did feel a little bit lighter. I tried this one. This one feels a little bit more complete.
I'll swap with the other book.
Okay. There are no pages missing in this one. Do you flip through it?
Yeah. Is it the same code all over?
It's still put in some sort of code. Once you figure out the cipher for it, you'll be able to decode it, but it's not following any known pattern. So it's probably a personal pattern, something personal to De Salinas that made sense to him rather than using a standard cipher.
I turned to Iselina and I said, we could have asked